The weather in Washington, D.C. in the middle of September was nice, far less muggy than during the height of summer. Trevor Sanchez didn't mind the heat so much as the humidity, but he hadn't been able to enjoy being outside during the day for months now. Nearly every waking hour since the beginning of July had been taken up by the accelerated medical program Trevor had been accepted to at Lafayette University, one of the premier medical schools in the country. Lafayette Hospital, the university's main teaching hospital and Level 1 trauma center, took up the equivalent of 2 large city blocks near Mount Vernon Square. It had become his second home over the past couple of months. Trevor's goal was to become an emergency room trauma surgeon, but first he needed to get through his current set of classes without overdosing on synth-caff. "Damn it," Trevor muttered as he shook his thermos and found it empty. He'd been so engrossed in his reading over the dinner break that he'd forgotten to get a refill before his last lecture. The campus cafeteria was located in the small wing of the teaching hospital behind him, while the lecture started in 10 minutes in the main building he was just entering. Trevor didn't have time to run back for more synth-caff. Trevor shoved the empty thermos into his backpack that carried his tablet, high-calorie nutrient bars for snacks, and a 9mm handgun bio-locked to his prints. Slinging the backpack over one shoulder, Trevor made his way through the building. Classes were held on the top 3 levels, and the elevator that would take him there was past a security door. Trevor pressed his palm to the control panel, and the security doors slid open. He headed for the bank of elevators, unsurprised to see a cluster of other medical students waiting for the ride up. A slim woman with dark hair and brown skin looked up from her tablet at his arrival. "Hey," Annika Kaur said. "Get your tacos?" "It's Taco Thursday, of course I did," Trevor said with a smile. Annika laughed at him. "Bottomless pit for a stomach. I think I heard it growling during our anatomy lab this morning." "Yeah, that was probably me." Annika dug into her purse and tossed him a protein bar, the kind marketed toward civilians, which meant they tasted better than the ones in his backpack. "Here, to hold you over until our snack stop after the lecture." Trevor caught the protein bar and laughed. "Thanks." Annika flashed him a thumbs up as the elevator dinged. She'd been in the accelerated program for a year already, as had everyone else in his future graduating class. Trevor was the anomaly, having tested out of the first year of classes. Making the transition to school had been tough the first couple of weeks. Not many of his classmates had reached out to him, or if they did, it was with an amount of fawning Trevor didn't care for. Ever since the terrorist attack on Washington, D.C. in April, when Alpha Team had given up their classified identities to stand in solidarity with their captain, Jamie Callahan, getting used to being known was hard.